Version exclusives have been locking Pokemon behind certain games for decades, but across every pair of titles, could one Pokemon actually be more version exclusive than all the rest? So I counted every single exclusive in the series to find out that yes, there is a winner, and the answer even surprised me. So let's start this off with the original Red and Blue. I'll show Pokemon off in pairs just to keep things simple. First up are Ekans and Sandshrew, and who can forget the fire types Vulpix and Growlithe? Oddish and Bellsprout were always clutch for Misty's gym. Making a Meowth or a duo I tend to forget are exclusives. Scyther and Pinsir don't bug me out at all, and then Electabuzz and Magmar to finish this lineup. Every Pokemon here will start with a rank of 1. Each time they appear as a version exclusive, their ranks will increase. And trust me, these ranks will soon start looking ridiculous. And before we move on to Gen 2, I'm only counting paired versions, so no third versions like Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, and Platinum, and standalones are out too. No Legends Arceus or Legends ZA. With that, Gold and Silver. Plenty of new Johto Pokemon make their debut here. We have the early route Bugs, Ladybug, and Spinarak, plus the late game additions of Teddiursa and Phanpy, and then a few non-evolvers. Gligar and Mantine are in Gold, while Silver gets Delibird and Skarmory. And some returning Kanto Pokemon are exclusives once more. Gold sees Mankey and Growlithe returning, and Vulpix and Meowth are obtainable in Silver. That means we have our first ranks of 2 right here. How long will their leads hold? Now you might be thinking, aren't Ekans and Sandshrew exclusives again? In the wild, yes, but in the opposite version, you can purchase them from the game corner. So unfortunately, they don't count here. Headed to the GBA, Ruby and Sapphire keep things pretty simple. Only new Pokemon, so everyone gets a rank of 1. The grass types Seedot and Lotad make their debut. The bitter rivals Zangoose and Sviper begin their feud. Hidden away in caves are Sableye and Mawile. And just like Day and Night, Ruby gets Solrock, while Sapphire gets Lunatone. And we also have our first pairings of legendary version exclusives. You have the box art legendaries Groudon and Kyogre, along with the roaming Eon duo, Latios and Latias. Yes, the other Eon duo member is available through an event in these games, but we're not including events. It's outside interference, it doesn't count. Be prepared for more legendaries down the road. There were a lot more than I expected. And now this is where things just start getting stupid. FireRed and LeafGreen see wild leaderboard changes. Some Kanto water types get fresh new pairings. Psyduck and Shelder are found in FireRed, and Slowpoke and Staryu call LeafGreen home. I'm going to quickly note that because you can't trade Slowpoke to get Slowking, it doesn't qualify for this video. The same applies to all future trade evolutions. But a lot of the returning Gen 1 exclusives can be promoted to rank 2. And leading the charts now are Growlithe and Vulpix. 3 isn't a massive lead, but they have some real traction. So what's the stupid part? How about all the post-game Pokemon that enter the picture? The Savvy Islands add in all these new encounters. Marill and Wooper live in seas and ponds. Murkrow and Misdreavus arrive as a duo in the Lost Cave, and you can fish for either Remoraid or Quillfish. Sneasel and Delibird are found in Icefall Cave, but this marks our first instance where paired Pokemon get different ranks. Delibird isn't the only flying type to get its rank 2 wings though. Mantine and Skarmory do the same, just like back in Johto. And since Oddish is a FireRed exclusive, Blossom is only available in this game. Similarly, because Marill is in LeafGreen, Azurill is here via the daycare. And much like their evolutions, Magby and Elekid are only breedable in their respective titles. If this felt chaotic, you ain't seen nothing yet. Jumping to the DS, Diamond and Pearl mostly add new encounters. Our first fossil pair is here with Cranidos and Shieldon. Stunky and Glameow are pretty much Team Galactic fodder. Obviously, our box legendaries deserve some praise. And the newly introduced Mismagius and Honchkrow receive rank 1. This also means that their pre-evolved forms already climb up to rank 2. This will be an odd, ongoing trend where new members of an evolutionary family are split up solely because they didn't exist in a prior generation. Now, keen viewers might think I'm missing Bonsly and Mime Jr. While they are exclusive in most of the wild, both are part of the rotating roster in the Trophy Garden, making them catchable in both games. Similarly, Wurmple's evolutions are exclusive in the wild, but because you can easily evolve Wurmple until you get either Silcoon or Cascoon, they don't count either. What counts are the post-game additions, and oh boy, some of these barely make any sense. The Battle Zone's water routes contain Seal and Spheal, say that 5 times fast, and outside the resort area are Scyther and Pinsir, who rise to rank 3. We have a 4-way tie at the top. Via the Pokeradar, we can come across some bizarre pairings. Houndoom and Mightyena aren't the weirdest, but Stantler and Larvitar? Kecleon and Bagon? Sure, I guess. But it is cool to see our first pseudo-legendaries. About time some showed up. Our last stragglers include Aron at the Fuego Ironworks in Diamond only, while south on Route 205, Slowpoke appears in Pearl, bumping it into rank 2. We're overflowing with rank 1 Pokemon to fill a pool, but the promotions will soon be coming. I adore HeartGold and SoulSilver. You adore HeartGold and SoulSilver. These rankings adore HeartGold and SoulSilver. Let's cover some fun Rank 2 additions. Our Bugs, Bear, and Elephant join the club, Sableye and Mawile jump up thanks to a Swarm encounter, and Hoenn Legendaries get the boost as well. This fascinated me. Kabuto and Lileep are the fossils available in SoulSilver, and their counterparts are in HeartGold. And maybe the strangest additions here are Gulpin and Baltoy. What about them reads version exclusive? Take your time, I'll wait for your insane comment. And now for some repeated Johto pairings. Gligar and Delibird rise to 2 and to 3, Mantine and Skarmory are back for their rank 3s, and after being left out of the Kanto remakes, Meowth and Mankey make their triumphant return. Rank 3's competition is starting to heat up. That would be impressive if it weren't for our frontrunners also getting promoted. Growlithe and Vulpix are our first rank 4s, ahead of the rest once again. Lastly for these games, HeartGold gets a few extras. Thanks to Gligar and Mantine, Gliscor and Mantike are now obtainable. Do these two extras make HeartGold the superior version? No, but it still is. Late note, but Meowth and Sableye are obtainable via Japanese-only event Pokewalker routes. I mean, come on, these don't count. Come on. Gen 5, about time. This gen introduced the most amount of brand new Pokemon all at once, so there are several new Rank 1 additions. The powerful Psychic types Gothita and Solosis are the first to join, Vullaby and Rufflet have black and white feathers and are in black and white. Cottonee and Petilil, wait, no! In either game, there's an in-game trade for you to get the other. That counts, they're not exclusive. That really shocked me. For the legendaries, the Turbulent Winds of Tornadus are in black, while Thunderstorms rage on with Thundurus in white. Reshiram and Zekrom stand out from their box art. No, literally, the contrast is stellar here. I bet this confused so many people. And the postgame throws a lot at us. Caterpie and Weedle are version exclusive all these generations later. Plenty of Swarm encounters. Plusle and Minun are divided up. Volbeat and Illumise would qualify, but since breeding for one gives you a 50% chance for the other, they don't make the cut. The one and done pairing of Paris and Shroomish is one of my favorites. Like, yes, these two mushrooms deserve to be friends. And being bumped up to rank 2 are Houndour and Poochyena. These two have quietly become a memorable dark type pairing. We can't forget about the Murkrow and Mischievous lines, which place their pre-evolutions into the big rank 3 brawl. Oh, and a weird technicality. Huntail and Gorbis are version exclusives even though Clamperl isn't. Since the evolutions would normally require trading, I'll add them to rank 1. You can fairly fish for them. It counts. Now I also must address the white version exclusive of White Forest. Because only certain Pokemon are catchable depending on which NPCs are here, I originally left it out entirely. But that's no fun. So I'll leave the White Forest encounters for the end, where we'll see how much that spices things up. Also, no Dream World, that's been down for ages. This is where having sequels is just unfair. Black 2 and White 2 come swinging in, automatically promoting so many to rank 2. Look at all these jumps, even Huntail is confused why he's here. Oh, but Magby and Elekid made it, which means their evolutions made it to rank 3. Unfortunately, the fan favorite Electivire and Magmortar require trading, so alas, off the list. Also entering rank 3 are Spinarak and Lediba. They're now on par with Latios and Latios. That doesn't seem even, but hey, rules are rules. Unfortunately, no one catches up to Growlithe and Vulpix, but maybe the remaining additions can have some future stakes in the game. Since Black 2 and White 2's key system would require mingling with other versions, Regice and Registeel are exclusives. It feels wrong, man. Just feels wrong. This is also the only time Sudowoodo and Mr. Mime are ever true exclusives. That makes me madder than it should. I'll also ask you if these pairings ring a bell because I certainly did not remember them. Spoink and Numel outside of Reversal Mountain. They certainly fit the vibe now, don't they? And Baneri and Skitty? I don't even know what to say about this one. Should we count Kyurem forms? I'm not gonna. I also can't count Pinsir and Heracross, since they're both very rarely found in the hidden grotto of Losthlorn Forest. You were so close to catching them, Pinsir, so freaking close. Now, this last exclusive is certainly strange. After defeating Benga in Black Tower or White Tree Hollow, you can receive a special shiny Pokemon. White 2 has Dratini, which you can fish for at Dragon Spiral Tower. Black 2, though, has Gibble, which isn't found anywhere in Unova. So good for you, Black 2. You need something to stir a little chaos. Entering 3D, Pokemon X and Y kept things pretty streamlined. Heck, they kept Huntail and Gorbis. They're rank 3 now. Throw and Sawk are newly exclusive. Yeah, they weren't in Gen 5. Blows my mind too. And that's not including Friend Safari, that's outside interference, that doesn't count. Interestingly, Houndour and Poochyena are both found in X. They now have new counterparts in Electrike and Purloin. I find it fascinating that certain Pokemon find new pairings as time goes on. In the same vein, Pinsir and Heracross count here, and officially, we've now caught up to Growlithe and Vulpix. Pinsir is a certified rank 4. Plenty of new Gen 6 Pokemon get rank 1, but you really should pay attention to one of these pairs. It's astounding how far they go in such little time. Oh, and the Horde encounters. None are exclusive, but that's how you find Plusle or Minun, and Zangoose or Seviper, depending on your version. Returning from FireRed and LeafGreen are Shelder and Staryu, which I never expected to see again. Even odder are the fossils. The Hoenn ones are obtainable in X, and the Kanto ones in Y. It really feels like Game Freak places the fossils in whatever mood they feel like for that game. Previously both in Diamond, Larvitar and Aeron now stand opposite one another. And that's probably due to their Mega evolutions. Speaking of Megas, there are several version-exclusive Mega Stones in X and Y. There's the obvious Charizard and Mewtwo Megas, but Pinsir and Heracross get the same treatment. What's really messed up is that the Mega Stones for Aggron and Houndoom are found in Y, but the Pokemon are only found in X. The reverse applies to Tyranitar and Manectric too. Most Mega Stones were locked into the post-game as is, then you need to trade Pokemon, or worse, trade stones to get the Megas? No wonder version-exclusive Mega Stones never happened again. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire start off what I like to call Legendary Rushes, where loads of past legendary Pokemon become available in the post-game. Would you believe that this is the first time Lugia and Ho-Oh are exclusives? In the Johto games, both were always catchable, so ORAS finally gives them rank 1. Less dramatically, Tortuga and Arcan also receive rank 1. Now, our rank 2s are plentiful. Feels like ages since we last saw these Hoenn pairings. We also have Dialga and Palkia jumping up, which really steals the spotlight from the Sinnoh fossils and Throw and Sock. Let's be real, especially Throw and Sock. Skrelp and Clauncher also get promoted. Keep your eyes on them, trust me, please. Yes, these aquatic Pokemon are more interesting than Tornadus and Thundurus. This ranking's weird, okay? The Kanto fossils sneak their way into rank 3, where they join the likes of Reshiram and Zekrom, and Gen 3 favorites like Sableye, Mawile, Groudon, and Kyogre also set up shop here. What's really worth noting is not that the Gastrodon forms are version exclusive, no, I just needed to mention it. But Latios and Latios are now comfortably in rank 4, our first legendaries to reach the top. But we can only have one true leader, so who's next to rise? Sun and Moon love to do their own thing. Like Rockruff evolving into a certain form, being version exclusive, but then having both Lycanroc catchable in the wild. There are plenty of pairs introduced here, plenty of single stage Pokemon, and even Ultra Beasts. We can finally welcome Cottony and Petalil to the list. No in-game trades canceling them out in Alola. Fossil Pokemon continue their reign of tyranny. Tortuga and Cranidos soak up the sun, while Arcan and Shieldon bask in the moonlight. Surprise sleepers Rufflet and Vullaby are boosted up to rank 3. And this is where the nonsense starts. Alola introduced regional variants, 2 of which are version exclusives, Alolan Sandshrew and Alolan Vulpix. I was debating how to classify these forms, since they are still categorically the same as their Cantonian counterparts. And since that's the case, they can breed with their opposite forms and share a Pokedex number, I'm counting them as additions to regular Sandshrew and Vulpix. So Sandshrew gets promoted to rank 3 finally, while Vulpix steals the lead with our first rank 5. It took long enough for someone to sprint ahead, but maybe you see the upcoming problem. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are like Black 2 and White 2. They're basically handing out free rank jumps to everyone from the first game. Unless you're a fossil. Rufflet and Vullaby are laughing at how much they're getting away with. And yeah, Vulpix is now rank 6. That lead came out of nowhere. But can anything catch up to rank 5? Well, it won't be any rank 1 legendary or Ultra Beast. I'm happy that Golett gets to participate and Baltoy can get a surprise rank 2, but that won't be enough. Not these rank 2 legendaries. Clauncher and Skrelp are already at rank 3, but they're still catching up to do. And these legends know it. Are we addressing Basculin Stripe forms? The Totem Pokemon? They're exclusives, but do we need to track these? I'm saying no. Mostly because we have several rank 4 legendaries, and that calms my nerves a bit. Oh, and Houndour even jumps up here. Good for it, even if its counterpart Electrike is still stuck at rank 2. However, the ever-faithful Eon duo catch a Tailwind up to rank 5. This is the state of the race. Vulpix is ahead by a mere rank. Surely nothing could bolster its lead. unless we head back to Kanto. The Let's Go games are more Gen 1 gimmies. The majority of these are repeats from Red and Blue, with Grimer and Koffing making a super late debut. Notably, Sandshrew, Growlithe, and Pinsir all climbed to rank 5. And technically, Arcanine and Persian are available via an in-game gift, and only one, and not the base form. Yeah, I'm just gonna be lazy and not count that. And honestly, that's because it might not even matter. Do you know who's here if we have Growlithe? Vulpix. And it's now 2 full ranks ahead at rank 7. We only have 3 games left. Can anyone stop this mad fox? For Sword and Shield, I'll cover the base game before applying the DLC. Right off the bat, tons to welcome into rank 1. Apples, wolves, whatever Galarian Darumaka is. They're here, loud, and proud. And we also have 4 pseudo-legendaries leaving their mark. Good to see Larvitar enter rank 3. Plenty of returning pairs as well in rank 3. I love how bound these Pokemon are to their counterparts. Who else would Lotad be with? Spritzee and Swirlix reunite for rank 2. Indeedee's gender differences are exclusive, but you can breed to get the other. The same applies to Meowstic. Escavalier and Selgor barely sneak in since you don't need a trade for them. On the other hand, Throw and Sawk don't make the cut because of an in-game trade. Stealing the show though, Sableye and Mawile snatch away spots in rank 4. They're in the big leagues now, just not as big as Vulpix. Although we have new friends entering rank 5, Rufflet and Vullaby. They might have had the easiest climb in this entire video. Now with the DLC, a few familiar faces return on the Isle of Armor. Skrelp and Clauncher slide into rank 4, and Heracross and Pinsir are exclusives once more. That's rank 2 for Heracross, and oh my, is that, yes, that's rank 6 for Pinsir. Vulpix, your days are numbered. And then all hell breaks loose in the Crown Tundra. We have Bagon and Gible both jumping to rank 2, and the Kanto fossils stand their ground in rank 4. The rest are all legendaries. What's strange for them though, is that while they're exclusives, you can catch them in their opposite versions. But to do that, you need to connect with a player hosting a Dynamax adventure for that specific Pokemon, and since we're not counting any sort of interconnectivity, they all get a pass. That puts Latios and Latios in the same tier as Pinsir, a beautiful rank 6. 2 more games to go, and of course we have to deal with a remake. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I am sure you have opinions on them. You'd think this section would be pretty streamlined since we have the main Gen 4 counterparts returning, but the postgame would beg to differ. Like, the legendary birds receive a rank 1 because of Shining Pearl. Brilliant Diamond gives the same to Suicune, and a 2 for Raikou and Entei. They're now equal to Seal, Stantler, and Kecleon. And the Grand Underground gives lots of leeway. So many returning pairings. Caterpie and Weedle, Zangoose and Seviper, so many more. And plenty of oddities too. Gligar, Electabuzz, and Magmar are just ahead of others and their families. Pseudo-legends should be taken seriously. Teddiursa, Slowpoke, who's left? Actually, they're Kanto Pokemon fighting for the top. Ekans toughs it out for a rank 4, which is really overcrowded now. Scyther cuts into rank 5. Sandshrew and Growlithe leap into rank 6. Pinsir is in 7? Oh my god! And Vulpix gets away with rank 8. I see why they call foxes sly now. Well, these games complicated things now, didn't they? And now only Scarlet and Violet remain. Much like Sword and Shield, I'll cover the base game first and then DLC. I won't harp on these guys much, but all the Paradox Pokemon enter rank 1. Not much to say about them. But do Walking Wake and Iron Leaves count since they're mythicals? Nah, who cares, we're nearly done. The box legendaries, Armarouge and Ceruledge are Gen 9 additions to rank 1 as well. I'm leaving the 2 Paldean Tauros forms off this list. And like, they're not gonna win. This isn't the Running the Bulls. What is fun are some new pairings for Pokemon that have commonly been exclusives. Stunky is teamed up with Gulpin. Interestingly, Gulpin is obtainable in the DLC of both games. But come on, Gulpin made it to rank 2, I'm so proud of him. Misdreavus is also now paired with Drifloon, making its first appearance. But Misdreavus steers its way into rank 5. Nicely done. There are Pokemon with more traditional pairings, just look at Ice-Q and Stonejourner, or Passimian or Rangaroo. And please put a round of applause together for Skrelp and Clauncher! They made it to rank 5, exclusive in every generation since their debut. Now that is a feat. Lastly, for the base game, we have 4 pseudo-legendaries. We can welcome Drapey to the roster, Dino bites into rank 2, Bagon roars into rank 4, and Larvitar makes its presence known in rank 5. Our rank 5ers are impressive, but that's nowhere close to even tying Vulpix at rank 8. Does the DLC help at all? Let's run these from bottom to top and see. Loads of rank 1 entries, which doesn't help in the long run. I do like that Apom is 1 though. What a crazy little guy. Rank 2 adds literally just Suicune and Scarlet, but that's because the other 2 beasts are in rank 3 with Gliscor. Meanwhile, Gligar is chilling in rank 4 with Alola's Cosmic Legendaries. Rank 5's add-ons are pretty funny. The Gold and Silver mascots themselves, and then the Sinnoh fossils. Hey, they're the most exclusive fossil Pokemon. That has to be worth something, right? Rank 6 promotes even more legends. Kyogre, Groudon, Reshiram, and Zekrom will end their impressive runs here. Rank 7. Sadly, this is where the Eon duo finishes their climb at. They fought valiantly, but they're not alone. They also have Sandshrew? And mind you, this is weird. Alolan Sandshrew is exclusive to Violet, where it's in the polar biome of Blueberry Academy. Can you guess its Scarlet counterpart? Yeah, it's Vulpix. Alolan Vulpix specifically. Both normal Sandshrew and Vulpix are obtainable in Kitakami in both versions. So this is where I want to question the validity of regional variants. But even if Alolan forms didn't count for Scarlet and Violet, Vulpix would still win. Wait, the White Forest encounters. Those could really shake things up. Let's check. No, 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 and nope. Huh. Well. Vulpix in any way, shape, or form is our winner. Vulpix is the most version-exclusive Pokemon. I honestly didn't see it coming. I originally thought Latios and Latios would win, but they're the most version-exclusive legendaries. And if you're having a fit over me including regional variants, if you remove them, Pinsir takes the crown. I love seeing which Pokemon pairs stuck together, noticing which ones changed over time, and learning which pairs reappeared most often. Version exclusives have been a staple of the Pokemon games, and whether they're forcing us to trade or play a specific version for a team member, at least you now know that there's a really good chance you won't be able to find Vulpix. How rude.